Well, they can keep possession now. Couldn't keep it. In with a chance. And the pass over hit. Well, fantastic reflex action from the goalkeeper. They're making high pressing work for them here. Can he finish? Check. Well read to put an end to that attack. Good pressure to win the ball back. Good tackle. Not a huge chunk of added time. 1 minute. Oh! And he might be through here. Welcome to the Mestalla here in Valencia. I'm Derek Ray. And he could really get at the opposition, but nothing comes of it.
What's up, guys? This is Lesky, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys this CDEM build. You're going to be listed in the wingback position, but I'm sure some of y'all already know that the wingback position is really good for playing as a holding mid. You have a lot of pace. The only major downside compared to a CDM is the passing ability, but it still has very good defensive stats. I chose to go 5'10", 119 pounds for this build. I wanted to keep some height while still being fast, so I feel like 5'10" was the best balance. If you want, you could go a little shorter at like 5'8" or 5'6", but you might not be able to win some of those aerial duels. And then 119 pounds, the minimum weight section, in order to get that pace for a wingback, because if you go higher in weight, you will lose some pace. I have another wingback build on my channel that is specialized for the CDM position. That one is more of an off-meta build where it's bigger, stronger, and more of a physical beast CDM build. If you like builds like that, go ahead and check that video out if you haven't already. But this one is more meta. In my opinion, one of the best CDM builds you can make in all of pro clubs. So that's the height and weight for this build. Just make sure you're listed in the wingback position, either left wingback or right wingback, doesn't matter. And then the preferred foot is really just up to you. I'm righty on this build. Let's take a look at the perk page. Before we get started on the perk page, my channel is so close to hitting 5K subscribers. Thanks to everyone that's been subscribed to the channel and supporting the videos. If we could hit 6K subscribers by the end of August, that would be awesome. And then I can just keep pumping out more videos for you guys, especially when FIFA 23 begins. And I have a stat that I found on YouTube. 88% of y'all in the past month that have been watching my videos are not subscribed. And then 12% of y'all are subscribed. So if we can get that number up by just hitting that subscribe button, if you aren't already subscribed, that would do so much for the channel and I would appreciate it a lot. So let's get started and take a look at the first perk, which is Ball Winner. This perk boosts your tackling ability when close to the dribbler. So it boosts the stand tackling and slide tackling. This build has like mid to high 80s when it comes to the tackling. So I feel like the Ball Winner perk is necessary to bump those stats up into the 90s and make this very reliable when tackling a dribbler. So Ball Winner. And then the second perk is Physical Strength. You could switch this out, but wingbacks don't have amazing physical stats. We have a little bit of strength upgrades. I think it's like 65, mid 60s. So with the physical strength, hopefully it'll bump it up to the 70s, just make us stronger. Their jumping's not that great either, so it'll bump the jumping up. We're 5'10", we have some height, but the jumping will hopefully help us win even more headers to keep possession for our team, clear the ball out on crosses and stuff like that. Just having some height and having boosted physical stats as a CDM is important. It'll also increase the ball control a bit when jostling, shielding, or heading the ball. So these are the first two perks. The third perk you could switch out as well. I decided to go for Precision Pass. This perk increases your short and long pass accuracy and speed, which is very nice for a CDM build. You steal the ball and then you try and play like your cam, your striker, your wingers, whatever it may be, with an A or X pass on Xbox or an X or square pass on PlayStation, while also granting the swerve and flare trait, so you can do fancy passes with the flare trait and the 5-star weak foot ability, which is very nice. You don't have to worry about what foot you're passing the ball with. It won't work with through balls. You'll need the threaded pass perk for through balls, but this build has a 3-star weak foot, so it is very helpful. If you wanted both of the passing perks, you could put threaded pass instead of physical strength, or if you still want physical strength, you could take off precision pass and go for threaded pass. But I do feel like precision pass is better for a CDM build, so that's why I have that over threaded pass. So these are the perks that I preferred on this CDM build. Let's take a look at the skill tree. As I said, passing is one of the downsides for a wingback compared to a CDM build, and so are the physical stats. They're not that great to start out. We do have some strength upgrades, but really I was trying to upgrade those reactions. So right here we get some strength and stamina, get the strength up to 65, but that is why we have the physical strength perk to bump the jumping and the strength up, hopefully to like mid 70s, somewhere in that range. And then right here I decided to go for this +5 reactions to get 93 reactions. I really like having high reactions, especially for a defensive build. Honestly, every single position, but it does help a lot for a defensive build. And then at the top right, some more stamina. So 82 stamina is actually pretty good. You shouldn't be running around too much as a CDM build. Like, you shouldn't be sprinting forward a lot. You should just be staying back, watching the counter, and being kind of like a pivot on offense, swinging the ball back and forth, and just being there if your teammates need to pass the ball back to you. So stamina is not crazy important for this build. And then this +4 reactions right here for 2 skill points to get it up to 93. But as I said, the physical stats aren't great, and that's why I have physical strength on this build. Let's take a look at defending. I allocated a lot of skill points here. We have 91 interceptions, 95 defensive awareness, 87 stand tackle, and 86 slide tackle, which are the 2 lowest stats, the tackling ability, and that's why I have ball winner on this build to bump those stats up even more. The 95 defensive awareness is necessary. It's not just helpful for innies. It helps when you're just controlling the player. It helps you contain a dribbler in front of you and kind of just lock onto them easier. You kind of just stick to them, and it's harder for them to get away from you. Even if they kind of like create some separation, it's easier for you to just get back in front of them and make a tackle. It really does help a lot. A lot of people just don't think defensive awareness is helpful unless you're playing any, but that is not true. It really helps, and it's probably the most important defensive stat you can have on a build. So this build is great defensively, especially with the ball winner perk boosting the tackling ability even more. Let's take a look at the dribbling page. I wanted to go for some dribbling upgrades, especially when it comes to the agility and balance, which helps a lot for defense. So what I did on this right side is went all the way down to the Lynx archetype to get 83 agility, and then I got this balance right here, this +3 balance to get 83 agility and 82 balance, which is actually pretty good for a CDM build. And then on the left side we got some more balance, and then I wanted to upgrade the dribbling a bit. So we have 82 dribbling, and then right here is just 1 skill point. You get +2 ball control. Might as well get it to bump it up to 87 ball control. So honestly, the dribbling stats are very nice for a CDM build, and I like it a lot with the Lynx archetype. Without the Lynx archetype, it'd be harder to shift side to side and keep up with those quick, agile forwards that you're trying to steal the ball from. It is very nice to have good agility and balance. So let's look at the passing page. The base passing stats are not that great for a wingback, especially when it comes to vision and long pass. So I wanted to add some skill points here. And what I did, I just went all the way down to this long pass and vision. For 9 skill points, we'll get +5 vision, +3 long pass, and +5 short pass. And then lastly, we're going to get this +4 long pass for 2 skill points to bump it up to 76. But remember, this build has the precision pass perk, which increases the long passing and short passing. The vision might not be that great. We went for some upgrades, but you're still capable of hitting some decent through balls. It's obviously not going to be as good as like a playmaker build, but it is still pretty good because we went for some upgrades. And the only way to make that better is to go for more skill points on vision, or to go for that threaded pass perk if you want to be better at through balls. But the passing ability really isn't too bad for a wingback CDM build. So let's take a look at shooting, where we don't have any skill points here, just the base shooting stats. I did score some goals with this build. They're pretty easy goals, nothing special, but you can finish even though the shooting stats are terrible. But you're not going to be relying on the shooting ability, and you're really not going to be having that much scoring chances, especially if you're playing this build properly and not really going up that much. Unless you have like a clear opportunity to, you might as well take it, and you might be able to score a goal, kind of like I did sometimes. So let's take a look at pace. This build is very fast with 93 acceleration and 92 sprint speed, which is one of the major upsides for a wingback build in the CDM position. The only thing I left off is this +2 acceleration and +2 sprint speed. I didn't think it was necessary. You're not going to notice a huge difference, and I wanted to put those skill points on passing. If you want to go for max pace, you'll have to take some skill points off the passing page, but your passing ability will obviously be lower and not as good. But this is plenty pace for a CDM build, especially if you're in the correct position. So that's going to do it for this meta CDM build in Pro Clubs. Let me know in the comments if you try this build out and how you liked it. Please hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit that subscribe button on my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.